Sun is coming up. It's 6:28 in the morning. I got no mic, so this audio's gonna be crappy. I'm right by the main road in Dallas, Texas. From Brooklyn, New York, and I'm a long ways away from home, but there's a standard that I have to keep. And so here I am. I could be getting cuddles from my wife, butt naked, getting my steps in. We're about, 47 minutes into this walk. Already 2.63 miles gone. This is a standard. It's not for me to, I'm no different from you, to be honest. I contemplated about really not getting up and going because what is this? This is a little ghetto. But this is something that I said I would do. And so between my word and God's ears, one of them will never fail. And that's God's ears, of course. But my word needs to be sharpened like a sword every day, every single day. And it gets really tiring because, like, when does this ever end? It doesn't. It doesn't ever end. The idea of a break and a vacation always sounds like it's nice, but the reality is I don't need a break or vacation. I need to learn how to rest better. Me going away and some foreign island and having cute drinks with my wife would not change the fact that I do not properly handle my time, or I should say responsibly handle the time that God has given me. Meaning when there's time to work, there's a time to work. There's time to sleep, there's time to sleep. When there's time to rest and sleep are not synonymous. Resting is when you are pouring back into yourself. And there's actually 7 forms of rest. Stay on point, you hear me? And so those 7 forms come from social rest. You have spiritual rest, emotional rest, physical rest, as some of you know as sleeping and some recovery protocols. But in all of those 7, they're meant for you to get away from the norm of every day and now pour into yourself. And this standard that I've created for myself, whenever there's a gap, and when I say the standard, pretty much every day I pour myself physically, and so I do this act of physical dominance over my flesh, telling my flesh, you are not the boss of me. You want some cookies? You're gonna have to wait. Because truth say, I can't just drop everything on a dime just to please you. You're not the master of my life. And physically, I start off with cardio or some pull-ups or both. But physically, I just have to set the tone for myself and do something challenging that I really don't want to do. Mentally, we're going to brain dump, get everything out of our head, write it down, pour out my heart, and then that connects to that spiritual time of devotional, right? Everything that's in my heart mentally and emotionally needs to be surrendered over to Him because He's the only one that can really manage it. Not a therapist, not my wife. A human being will do their best to help me understand more about myself and draw that from that deep well within, but it's only through the blood of Jesus, the man who came and experienced life himself, that He could transform my thinking, transform my thought patterns and my heart. So that's what that is not trifecta, it's fourfecta. If anybody knows I say fourfecta, I don't know what the 4th one is. And when I do all those 4, a part of the mental deposit is just 15 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes of just stillness, just being still, not moving around, not scrolling, not reading a verse, just being still. Be still and know that I'm God. You remember that verse? It serves wonders. And so on a daily, when I pour into myself, by having that standard, those 4 things, it drastically changes how I approach the day. Because naturally, I'm feeling as if there's not real momentum. I feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like I could be a better husband, a better coach. And I'm always comparing myself, if not to others, then to the expectation that I've set for myself. Meaning, there's a place that I thought I would be by now. And that's my plan. That's not God's plan. And so that type of expectation and pressure only brings about more shame on me. That doesn't really free me. And so, yeah, by the way, if you're curious about where I'm going on this walk. I just walked this long walk on my way back home. I got this weighted backpack on. And so this is 15 pounds. I measured it of books on my back to just increase some difficulty. I was not going to buy a weighted vest. I'm too Haitian for that. I'm not going to lie to you. And so the standard of living is no longer just up to me and what I would prefer, but more so what I know is going to edify me and pour into me in a way that is too beneficial to me. And so if you can't spot your own standard and what you're going to be delivering on a day-to-day basis, you're going to find yourself always spiraling, overwhelmed, and anxious. And those feelings don't look like you ripping out your hair, but it's when you really sit down at the end of the day and be like, it's not enough. You never feel like you're enough. You always feel like there's always something else to do and put yourself in a better position. And that's why you've been spending time more than anything else. You spend your time working. You spend your time on things that are so tangible but have no real result. They won't show themselves in a couple of years. I remember when I really thought buying better clothes would develop me, and it does for a little bit. When I put a Dior on my chest, shorties look at me differently, they treat me differently, people look at me with certain esteem, and it's cool because I can feel the difference. But what happens when that Dior shirt got a stain, went to the dry cleaners, it never came off, and so boom, it's done. I have to go get another one or I have to reinvest. And so these are temporary band-aids for something deeper. It was really just the insecurity. And no matter how much work you do, which is like the praying, the Bible studies, all those are great tools. Unless you start putting in the everyday, the standard that you're putting before yourself, so that not only do you feel it, like, oh, I feel like I'm on my game, I'm on my tippy toes, I'm the best of the best, but you can see it numerically. That's the data behind it. And there's no question about it. I'm gonna wrap up this walk. Go do it. Go do it. What's the it? Just do it. That idea, that vision, that dream, that desire. Hope this pours into you, gives you some vision.